In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how we fix Google Ads accounts to improve performance and scale spend rapidly. Now, my name is George. I spend $1 million a month on Google Ads for some of the top brands in the space, and I've audited personally hundreds of Google Ads accounts. So I'm going to show you step by step exactly how we go into an account, analyze what's going on, and identify areas to quickly improve. All right, so whether you're running Google Ads for your own e-com brand, we're coming up to Q4, we want to make sure that things are in tip-top shape, or you have clients that you're running Google Ads for, this video is going to be invaluable to you. So stick around right to the end so you see every stage that we go through, because every single stage is important. Let's jump in. Now, first things first, you can see a little roadmap that we've got here. So how we audit Google Ads accounts. We start at the top with account settings. All right, so we're going to look for some little optimizations in the account settings. These aren't going to change the game by any means, but they will be extremely useful. Next, we're going to go to conversion tracking. All right, so we don't even want to look at the performance of the account until we've identified, well, can this performance be trusted? Okay, because sometimes maybe you're double tracking conversions, right? Every sale you get, Google counts that as 2. And so then when you look at the performance of the account, everything's inflated. So we've got to start with conversion tracking. Then we're going to look at audience data. Then we're going to look at the overall performance and see, are we trending up? Are we trending down? Are we hitting our goals, right? ROAS, CPA goals, whatever that might be. Then we're going to look at the overall account structure, okay? Because your structure is your strategy. We're going to go from campaign to ad group to ad level analysis. We're going to go down to the product level as well and see if there are any issues there. We're going to look at nitty-gritty things like bid adjustments. And then finally, we're going to go over landing page reports and change history, okay? Because these things as well, extremely important. Let's start with account settings. So there's a couple of things that you can do at the account settings level. I'll be honest, I'll go straight to the content suitability settings here, okay? Because these do actually matter, all right? Content suitability settings can simply be found in tools and settings. And it's one of the first things that we go to, because if you are not optimizing your content suitability settings, then you will be wasting ad spend. It's as simple as that. You are eligible to show on like 140 different app categories, not just apps, when you allow Google to do that, and it comes default as being enabled. So you want to make sure that you disable that, because we just find that apps provide pretty low quality traffic, okay? And this will be utilized if you're running Performance Max, because Performance Max will serve all across these different apps as well. And within things like content themes, excluded types and labels, you want to exclude things like live stream videos, okay? You don't really want your ads showing on a live stream video. No one really wants to see your ad. They want to be there for the live stream. So they're not going to click off and leave the live stream. You want to exclude things like below the fold display placements, all right? And so what you want to see is actually a little bit of reduced inventory, maybe like 5% or something like that, because that 5% is pretty much going to be 5% optimized spend in a way. So it does add up, but yeah, it's not game changing by any means. So let's move on. Next, what is really game changing is conversion tracking. So if you get this wrong, your account is doomed. And I highly encourage you, whether again, you're running your Google Ads for your own brand or running for your clients, take the time to go and check your conversion tracking after this video, because I've seen so many mess ups here. Okay. And what does this actually look like? Well, it looks like a couple things. Firstly, maybe you're double tracking conversions in terms of purchases, okay? This is where you have multiple purchase conversion actions and they are all set to primary, which means Google is going to add up all of the conversions, okay, and all of the conversion value and count that together, which is a bad thing, because it's basically telling Google, hey, this campaign is performing amazing. Google is going to spend more aggressively. It thinks it's getting more conversions than it actually is. And this can lead things to be pretty unprofitable pretty quickly. And as well, you're just not operating on accurate data. So it's a big no-no, okay? Another issue as well that we see is when people use Google Analytics for purchase conversion actions. These can honestly drop like 20% of conversions, all right? So you're actually missing out on a ton of data. And this is bad because Google Ads uses this data. It uses the conversion data to optimize and go and find more conversions. So you definitely do not want to be missing that. Another thing as well is tracking tracking kind of these micro conversions as primary. So things like add to cart, things like page views. We don't want to be optimizing towards these things, right? We only really want to be optimizing towards purchases. So we don't want to have them on primary, because again, Google is going to count these conversions and count these conversion values together. So when you go and look at, hey, how many conversions have I got this week? It's going to count all of the conversions that you have under primary actions. And so again, then Google is thinking, hey, I'm getting all these add to carts, let's go after these people. But this is, again, typically lower quality traffic, people that maybe don't have the money, to actually buy the product. So again, we want to be careful of that. So there's so many stuff ups that I see here. So before doing anything else, make sure you've got your conversion tracking on point. Next, let's go to the audience manager. So a couple of things here. Firstly, check the usage status. All right, go to columns and enable usage status so you can actually see, are any of these audiences actively being used, okay? We want to be actively using them in a dedicated remarketing campaign to get the most value from them. That's the first thing. The next thing is you want to obviously filter them as well by size, making sure that they are correctly populating. Sometimes I've seen in accounts that audiences will exist and they're not even growing, right? So something's wrong with the setup. That's another thing. A third thing is making sure to add in a customer list, okay? It's a big missed opportunity if there's no customer list in the account. This is where you go to, wherever you store your customer emails, ideally your customer emails that have not purchased yet. You want to download those, click the little blue button here and upload a customer list. And this is going to be essential really for your Google Ads account so that you can go and target those people in your PMAX campaign, in your demand gen campaign, okay? Specifically non-purchasers. So people who have opted in but haven't bought yet. This is really good because they're very interested already. It's quite low-hanging fruit, very easy to go after, and it can really just give the campaigns a bit of a boost. So that's always something that I look for again. And then finally, we just want to make sure that we've got a good variation of audiences. Now, I blanked these out for the privacy of the account that was being audited here, but just making sure that you've got, web purchases as an audience, so you can actually sometimes exclude them, right? Maybe you don't even want to target them. You actually just want to exclude them from your campaigns, right? People have already purchased. You want to have add to carts, okay? So you can hit them with specific add to cart creative and messaging. You want to have maybe page views as well, okay? Website visitors, of course, that have not purchased but have just simply been to the website, you can retarget those as well. And if you want to get it really spot on, having them then segmented out by time frame. So you can go into Google Analytics 4, segment out website visitors by 30, 60, 90 days and beyond, and then import those individually into the account. Again, just a little bit of control there that you have, all right? So again, that's the audience data. Now we want to go and have a look at the account and see the trends, all right? So are we seeing, and by the way, when you select the time frame, you can also toggle a little button called compare. I would recommend comparing to the previous period, looking at the last 30 days, comparing it to the previous 30 days, and just let's, see what's going on. Are we increasing in spend? Are we seeing an increase in cost per conversion? Are we seeing an increase or decrease in sales? Play around with these metrics, look at CTR, look at impressions, all right? The data is really going to tell you a story here at the account level. Okay, and then obviously what you want to do is go from the account level, which is what you're seeing here, the overview, to the campaign level, and do the same thing. Look at, well, are these different campaigns improving in performance? Maybe PMAX is doing really well, but search is not, right? And just seeing maybe a little bit about what campaigns you could potentially cut down the line as well. Once we've done that, we want to dive into the campaigns themselves. All right, and there's so much detail here, and I don't want to make this video like a 40-minute video, so I can't go through each and every single campaign that we would analyze, because of course, the way that you analyze the campaign will be different, whether it's a PMAX campaign or a search campaign or a shopping campaign, okay? But one thing that we always see, that I will just point out, is within Performance Max, which is probably one of the most commonly run campaigns within Google Ads, okay? Ever since it's been around in 2021. What we will always notice when we do this campaign level analysis is that we will go into the Insights tab and we will go to the search category and we will see the brand's own brand name creeping in, okay? And this is really, really bad. And this is something that we spot in probably, I kid you not, 8 out of 10 of our audits. All right, we'll see this. The reason this is bad is because it's mixing warm traffic with cold traffic, okay? You should be using Performance Max as a cold traffic campaign. You should be using it to go and find new customers and advertise to those. The reason why you don't want to advertise to branded customers is because you have no control over the CPCs, so how much you're paying for the clicks of your own brand name, which is bad because PMAX is probably going to overspend on those clicks to try and really get those customers. You also can't run a defensive bid strategy. You have to run max conversions or max conversion value, which is going to create problems because, again, you end up being too aggressive. You really only want to bid for impression share or using manual CPC bidding on brand is more of a defensive strategy. And it also completely conflates your data. You can't see how well cold is performing compared to brand because it's all lumped into one. So you have no control, you're overspending on your own brand name. You're also teaching PMAX to go after those branded conversions because PMAX wants to go for the easiest, lowest hanging fruit. So it looks like it's doing better and then you spend more money with Google Ads, all right? They're a business as well. You've got to remember this. So don't do it. And what I mean by don't do it is if you want to run PMAX, exclude your own brand name, okay? You can simply add a negative keyword list with your brand name in it and click help, submit that to a Google rep, and they will upload that into the PMAX campaign for you. That's the best way we've seen of doing it, okay? So be careful of that. Once you've done that analysis, all right, that's just one example of something that we might find in a PMAX campaign. Search has its own problems, shopping, etc. as well. We'll go to the product level, and we want to basically be seeing, are there issues, right? Are we seeing limited performance? Are we seeing eligibility issues? Are we seeing, certain products doing really well and other products doing terribly, right? Sometimes all the spend will go to a product that doesn't even convert very well, or no spend will go to certain products, and we need to actually split them into their own different campaign to test them, all right? There's a lot of things that we want to be seeing here. This is obviously only relevant within Performance Max or shopping campaigns, right? Campaigns that actually run products. This is not a thing for search campaigns, really. So yeah, go and have a look at that data. And in terms of bid adjustments, again, really only relevant within search and shopping campaigns, not Performance Max. Performance Max is going to do those bid adjustments for you. But within search and shopping, okay, what you want to do is go into the campaigns, go to audiences, drop down the table, and you'll be able to see demographics, you'll be able to see audience segments, you'll be able to see age ranges, devices, all of these things, if you are selecting to observe them. And then you'll basically see how well each of those segments are performing, and you can actually tell Google to go and bid more for them or bid less for them, okay? And this is just going to optimize your spend that little bit more. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about the landing page report, right? This is super key because PMax basically has a license to go and drive traffic to whichever URL it thinks is suitable on your website, right? So this is only true if you have final URL expansion turned on, which is on by default. And so if you go to your insights in your Google Ads account, then go to your landing page report and filter by Performance Max campaigns, you might see certain things like Performance Max spending on your, like size guide page or your like FAQ page or contact us page. It really will spend wherever. So you must make sure to go into the settings of your Performance Max campaign, go to your final URL settings, and go to final URL exclusions and exclude all of the irrelevant URLs. This has genuinely saved so much spend. And in fact, maybe it's not even an irrelevant URL, but it's just a product page that is underperforming, okay? Just go and exclude that so that the product continues to serve in shopping, but does not serve so much in search, all right? Really, really useful way of optimizing PMax spend. And then last thing is just change history. Are there enough changes going on, right? If you go to your change history in the account, are we seeing daily optimizations? Sometimes accounts are just left to rot, basically. And PMax is an automated campaign, so it's going to continue to run, but sometimes, oftentimes it's going to just end up spending more and maybe going in the wrong direction if it's not being managed properly. So make sure that your correct optimizations are being done and give Google Ads some love, man. It really is, in my opinion, the most profitable and consistent way to run paid ads. So if this video was useful, please drop a subscribe and a like and a comment down below if you think I missed anything or you have any questions about anything. I will get back to you. If you're interested in getting our swipe file of over 200 Google Ads that's fully interactive so that you can forever get ideas to write ad copy with, that's in the link in the description. And if you want to have a one-to-one call with me about your Google Ads for your e-commerce brand, click the link below as well. It's completely free, no obligations, and we will give you a free audit. So we will do all of this for you for free. It's pretty cool. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.